Tigers win 49-27 behind a huge day, an absolute massive day from Ahmad Hardy. 25 carries, 300 yards. 3 bills for Ahmad Hardy today for the Missouri Tigers. They run all over. They ran all over the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Take care of business in a game where, man, Mizzou fans, we needed that one. We needed that one, Chad. Thank you for hanging out with me. Tucker Franklin here on the Mizzou That's Who postgame show. Stuart T, thanks for joining me in the chat.
Hell yeah!
It was a great day for the Missouri Tigers offense. A first half of football that was, frankly, just a weird half of football. Missouri answers, couple defensive touchdowns. Ultimately, defense plays well, offense plays well. Special teams played pretty well, too. They didn't have a missed field goal. That was kind of a bummer at the time. But special teams played well. Tyler Collins.
Hell yeah!
3 bills for Ahmad Hardy. That is the story of the day. That's going to be the story of the week. That's going to be the story of quite possibly the season. Ahmad Hardy, another massive, massive game for the Tigers. Ahmad Hardy has been that guy for Mizzou time and time again. Time and time again, Ahmad Hardy shows up. Has that 72-yard touchdown run. 12 yards a carry, chat. Tyler says it was fun to have it was fun to have fun and be happy again after a Mizzou game. Soak this one in, chat. There have been a couple of really long and hard weeks. There's been a couple of tough weeks to be a Missouri Tigers fan. The Vanderbilt game. The Auburn game wasn't that fun of a post-game show, Chad. I remember hopping on here and trying to talk with you guys about what had just transpired in the Missouri-Auburn game. They win the football game. 2 overtimes against Auburn didn't make you feel very good, though. Losing to Vanderbilt was a rough one. A&M that's just a good football team. They were just better, right? This week, Missouri was the better football team, and they showed it. They asserted it on every single level of the field. Troy Ficken, Troy, thank you for joining us in the chat.
Hell yeah!
You said, let's talk about his Ricky Bobby postgame interview. I didn't see it. I didn't see his Ricky Bobby postgame interview. That is, that's a bummer. You're right, Tyler. Next week is going to be rough. We're going to enjoy it tonight, though, before we fully flip the page and turn our attention to an Oklahoma team that is pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good Oklahoma team. Goal absolutely is still 8-4. 7th win of the year for the Missouri Tigers here as they get that 49-27 victory. Hey, look, Matt Zollers 8-15. That's a 53% completion percentage. Not awful. 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. Positive strides for Matt Zollers. I thought in the first half he looked pretty good against a team that wasn't the number 2 team in the country, right? He literally said, I don't know what's happening tonight, smiling the entire time. Dude, that's incredible. That's awesome. That's so awesome. I love Ahmad Hardy. Look, Jamal Roberts had himself a good day, too. ZOU, Scott, thank you for hanging out with us here. ZOU, we're celebrating, chat. Drop your W's in the chat. Celebrate with me because we've needed this one. There's been a couple of long, dark nights that we've had to talk through, and we've had to sit here on the post-game show and talk about a little bit. This one is not. And I understand that Mississippi State as a program recently is not to the caliber of where Missouri wants to be necessarily. But here's the thing, and here's the thing about Eli Drinkwitz. Here's the thing about what Missouri has been doing these last 4 years, really ever since Eli Drinkwitz came to town. He's winning the games he has to win. He's winning the games he should win. That's huge. I think this moves it to 23-0 against teams since 2022 that are unranked. So Eli Drinkwitz just beats unranked teams. I know people want to talk about all of his ranking, his record against ranked opponents. He's winning games that he's supposed to win. That's hard to do in college football. That is hard to do in college football, win the games you're supposed to win. I mean, Look at Alabama. Watching the highlights on the TV right now going on with this game. This Alabama-Oklahoma game. 36-yard attempt for field goal at the end of the half. I mean, there's a lot of things that didn't quite go right for Alabama. This is the big thing about. I know that a lot of people are upset about Eli Drinkwitz. Oklahoma wins that game 23-21. I'm sure that Alabama was favored in that game. Win the games you're supposed to win. You'll be in a pretty darn good spot. Be in a pretty darn good spot if you win the games you're supposed to win, especially dominate them like you do today. 49-27. Tigers over State. I already mentioned Zoller's stat line. I mentioned Hardy's stat line. Kevin Coleman had himself a little bit of a day here, too. They didn't have to do a lot through the air. Missouri didn't. They kind of asserted their dominance on the ground. I think it was pretty clear pretty early that they were going to be able to do that they were going to be able to run the football. They were going to be able to run the damn ball, as I got the cap on here. As they had Kevin Coleman 4 catches for 41 yards. Donovan Olubade 2 catches for 31 yards. And a touchdown grab that was just, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Donovan Olubade is a star. Donovan Olubade is a star. Thank you everybody for joining us in the chat. Shout out Scott.
Hell yeah.
I got to give a shout out to Just Twin as well.
Hell yeah.
Larry Newbill. I'm going to give you a big old ZOU.
Hell yeah.
Right back to you for your MIZ. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Drop those MIZs in there as we are going through this game chart. This final score of 49-27. Huge win for the Missouri Tigers. Missouri outgains Mississippi State 438-345. Only 112 yards through the air. They have 326 yards on the ground. Jamal Roberts, great change of pace back. He is a very good running back. We talked about it on the chat a little bit. We talked about it on the show this week a little bit with Robbie Falk. I think that Jamal Roberts, some people kind of maybe underestimate Jamal Roberts a little bit, just because he isn't Ahmad Hardy, right? He's not the guy that's going to get 25 carries for 300 yards. But it was clear that he had the hot hand. They rode the hot hand. Hardy finally did have a fumble that was forfeited. It was about, his running style was bound to be like he had fumbled a couple times and it hadn't gone to the other team. This time it does go to the other team. Shout out the seniors as well. The seniors getting their rocks now as I'm seeing the tweets pour in of the seniors going and get their rocks. Huge win on senior night. 39 total rushing attempts, 8.4 yards per carry for Missouri with 3 touchdowns on the ground, all of those being attributed to Ahmad Hardy. An incredible day running the football. Only 16 passing attempts for Missouri. They decided, you know what? Let's just run it. Let's run the ball. I hope they go into Oklahoma next week and say, you know what? Let's just run it. Let's run the football. Let's run it. Let's get settled in. Let's get Zoller settled in. And when they need to, boom. I love this comment from Australian Veins right here. Eli's seniors too. Yes, as Eli Drinkwitz's first group that he brought in, his seniors. Eli's seniors getting the job done on senior night, taking care of it. Incredible scenes all around. Let's talk about the first half of this game here, though, real quick, because I know the first half of this game. Oh my gosh, 21-10 score at the half for Missouri, but it was one of the more maddening first halves I think I've watched of Missouri football in quite some time. I tweeted out, it was a very odd and strange half of football. Missouri, they threw an interception, I believe. Yeah, they threw an interception. They missed a field goal. They were averaging 8 yards a play, though. Like, the offense was moving the football, averaging 8 yards a play. Didn't have the ball a whole lot. Got sacked twice. 3 of 5 on third downs, but took 7 penalties. 7 penalties in the first half for Mizzou. That's crazy. 7 penalties. A lot of those were very untimely penalties and 2 penalties that led to ejections of linebackers. Missouri was on their bottom of the barrel, scraping the bottom of the barrel. Nick Rodriguez played phenomenal in this game for stepping in and playing probably a little bit more than he anticipated he was going to. Obviously, he still plays, right? He still plays a lot, Nick Rodriguez does. But he was playing a little bit more than what he was anticipating to. And look, both sides of both sidelines of the field were upset with the officials. The officiating in this game was poor. It was very bad. Tyler says Mizzou has to be more disciplined. They won't get to the next level until they stop beating themselves. I agree with that. There are some very undisciplined penalties that happen. There's personal fouls. There's like that face mask that happened kind of at the end away from the plays. Like, what are you doing? There's throwing guys down on the ground, and it's just like inexcusable stuff. Face masks are frustrating. But the intentional grounding ones were so bad. So bad. There's some ticky-tacky, touchy, giving Mississippi State a first down on some really ticky-tacky defensive holding. So frustrating. And Mississippi State was rightfully upset with a lot of calls that were being made too. I think they threw a flag for delay a game on that one drive. Let me go see. Let me pull this drive up, chat, because this drive was, oh my gosh, this drive was insane, if I remember correctly. Let's go to drives, because they had like about 10 plays, I think, inside their 1 yard line. Let's see. They had a field goal attempted. I don't know how they actually, I guess it would be a fumble, right? Mississippi State. Yeah, 10 plays. Actually, you know what, Chad? I can't tell which one it is. Maybe it's just, 16 plays. They got it after the Zollers interception. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, my gosh, Chad, that's 100% right. My camera just decided it was gonna quit out on me. Don't know what was up with that. There we go. Chad, that's right. So Missouri, they get the ball after forcing a 3-and-out. They go down, they score a touchdown. They give the ball back. There was a field goal there, so it was 7-3. And then Missouri gets the ball back. They scored another touchdown. I was feeling pretty good about the offense at that point, 14-3 at that point. And with that Josh Manning touchdown reception. Shout out Josh Manning. Josh Manning getting the opportunity to show off a little bit of his talent was really, really good. Christopher Miller said, it felt so good to see Hardy's response to getting 300 yards. He was so happy. Ahmad Hardy's that dude, man. I am so excited and so glad that he's a Missouri Tiger and he got to represent the University of Missouri in this game, and he gets to play for the University of Missouri for another year if he wants to. Like, that's phenomenal. I want him to be back all the time. I want him to always be playing for my team. That's incredible. So Missouri scores a touchdown on their first 2 drives, and then they allow Mississippi State to get a field goal that puts the game at would that be 14-10, Missouri? And then Zollers throws the interception. I don't know how you guys felt, Chad. I was a little uneasy after that interception. The interception was not a great, like, it was like, man, what was he doing there? A little bit of a misread on where his wide receiver was going to go. Kind of a bummer. The Mississippi State puts together the 16-yard drive that actually is accumulated minus 19 yards when it comes down to like penalties and all that get attributed to all this on this drive. And it ends with a field goal where a snap was a little bit inside on the holder, bounces off the holder's knee, and it goes kind of ricochets around as the kicker tries to slide tackle the football. That was kind of weird. Toriano Pride gets it, and he scoops it, takes it real far down. Well, how far did he get, actually? Let me look at it. He took it all the way. It says MSU 23. He took it all the way to the 23-yard line on the other side of the field as Missouri does punch that in for a touchdown. That was scored by Ahmad Hardy, that 10-yard touchdown run. That was, oh my gosh, chat. That 10-yard touchdown run from Ahmad Hardy That's a grown man touchdown run right there. That touchdown. It was incredible. So they take a 21-10 lead into the half. I was a little uneasy with just how weird that really long drive was from look, Shapen had a really good drive on the 10-play, 52-yard drive, taking 3.5 minutes to make it 21-17. This was right after the half. That was a really good drive. I was a little still frustrated. I was at with Shapen and kind of how the defense responded right after half. I was like, what is going on here, man? Like, what is that? And I think Missouri even, they got the ball first in the third, and they fumble. That's the Hardy fumble. Then Mississippi State puts it together. They drive it 10 plays all the way down. And then after that, chat, they didn't have another meaningful drive until, the end of the game. They had a 15-play drive that ended a field goal. But other than that, they didn't have a drive that went more than 10 plays. After the touchdown that Missouri's defense allowed to not necessarily open the half, but Missouri fumbles, they go down, they get a touchdown. They go punt, interception, touchdown, 9-play, 80-yard drive. Punt, interception, turnover on downs, field goal. Missouri's defense showed up when those drives. It's 3 play for -9 yards, 1 play for -5 yards, 9 plays for 80 on that touchdown drive, 3 plays for 3 yards, 4 plays for 6 yards on the interception drive ensuing the punt, and 6 plays for 18 yards on the drive that they turned it over on downs. Really a strong showing from Missouri. It got a little close there, got a little dicey until, a couple of pick sixes do help. A couple of those certainly help, especially Toriano Pride. He had a 19-yard touchdown interception, and Marvin Burks had the interception for a touchdown as well. Those are helpful to add those to your docket. 14 points off turnovers for Mizzou, only 7 for Mississippi State, with 7 total touchdowns for Missouri as well. 2 defensive touchdowns for them. All right, we'll talk a little bit more about this game. I got to take a break here and pay some bills. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere. We're celebrating in the chat. We got to enjoy this one before flipping the page to Oklahoma towards the end of the show. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back right after this.
Looking to remodel your home and in search of a top-quality company to do the job? Contact Elenco. Since 1986, Elenco has been the remodeler of choice for customers throughout Kansas and Missouri. As a family-owned and operated business, Elenco provides customers top-quality products and unbeatable service straight from their family to yours. From windows and doors to siding, insulation, and bathroom renovations, there's no need that Elenco can't meet and exceed. Elenco only installs products that have proven track records of success, such as the Kohler Luckstone shower system. Elenco's installers are factory-trained professionals who know how to get the job done, not only quickly, but flawlessly. Whether you're located in Kansas City, Topeka, Wichita, or a rural town in northeastern Kansas or western Missouri, Elenco will come to you. Go to elencohome.com for more information. That's ALENCO home.com. Again, elencohome.com for more information and contact them about all your home improvement needs.
Calling all Chiefs fans, you could be on the field at the 50 inside GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Visit Chiefs.com/GEHA now. Enter to win a chance to be on the field for a once-in-a-lifetime view of the pre-game coin toss. Plus, you can score other exclusive prizes. Enter for a chance to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Heather Luce, broker owner, KC Local Homes, and Emprise Bank has been a great partner for us. They're our partner in Possible. Debbie and I hit it off immediately, and she was one of the first bankers that I would say sat down with me and actually genuinely cared about my story and where I was coming from and what I was trying to do, not just what kind of loan do you need, how much equity do you have, and she really kind of laid out my options for me and just made the process make sense, and I felt comfortable with it. Start to talk about it and think about it, a building popped up that I wanted, that I could afford, and it was in a great area. And so they really guided me through the SBA. I used the SBA loan to acquire it and really guided me through that process and made it happen. I think that we talk about that a lot, where we wouldn't have a business. We wouldn't have what we have here if we didn't have the clientele that we do. I've always functioned out of a people over profits mentality. The houses sell themselves, right? Like, I'm here to help people and facilitate the transaction for them.
Chiefs Kingdom, what is your favorite touchdown? By now, you guys already know that my favorite touchdown is the next one, because with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. From first touchdown score to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. You want spreads? They got it. Over-unders? DraftKings got you covered. Same-game parlays, regular parlays? DraftKings has it, and you need it. And here's the best part. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code KCSN. That's code KCSN for new customers to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Quotes coming in from the post-game press conference from Eli Drinkwitz. Shout out to Power Mizzou, Gabe DeArmond at Power Mizzou.com for tweeting out these quotes. A lot of great stuff coming from Eli Drinkwitz. Man, I tell you what, I know that we're probably going to have a lot of conversations about Eli Drinkwitz in the coaching carousel, but what he has done for this program, man, I could not be more appreciative of Eli Drinkwitz and everything he's done, and happy that he is my ball coach. He says here, oops, I just lost it. Eli Drinkwitz starts by saying he's proud of the team after a few tough weeks, specifically mentions Matt Zollers, Ahmad Hardy, and the defense. Those are the three guys I think that are three, well, I guess not necessarily guys because the defense is a collection of guys, but three aspects of this game that I think most impressed me with all of it are those guys. Drinkwitz on Hardy, he said this game means a lot to him. He's a Mississippi young man who wasn't recruited by that school. Of course he took that personal. He puts up 300 yards on them. Phenomenal to see from Hardy. And he's had a lot of revenge games here this season, and he's been taking full advantage of those revenge games. He also called the defensive penalties, Eli Drinkwitz, I should say, called the defensive penalties out of character, but he praised the defense for overcoming and staying in the fight. Great stuff there. I think that is, those defensive penalties were very untimely, very frustrating. As I mentioned, that first half, 7 penalties in the first half for Missouri. Frankly, that's unacceptable. I don't care how bad the officiating is. It's unacceptable to put yourself in a position to have 3 penalties called against you. Or 7 penalties called against you, sorry. It's unacceptable. Missouri has a big third quarter today as well. In the third quarter, they had 125 rushing yards, and they do have the fumble that they lost, but they also 119. Well, this is crazy. Sorry, Chad. I was trying to process this. They have 125 total yards, 119 of them on the ground. Only 6 of them were through the air. Only 6 passing yards on the third quarter were through the air. Out of all 125, only 6 of them were passing yards. That's a crazy stat. They decided that they were going to settle in and they were going to run the ball. They only ran 15 plays, but they averaged 8.3 yards per play in about 6 minutes and 13 seconds of possession. They do have a big quarter. When you look at at their day. They have 2 touchdowns there with obviously the interception from Toriano Pride towards the end of the quarter there with about 5.5 left. That's coming after a 72-yard touchdown rush from Ahmad Hardy. Obviously, I mean, look, that's a 2-play drive for going for 76 yards. Hilarious, by the way. There was also another 1-play 43-yard drive at the beginning of the fourth quarter that Ahmad Hardy had. Having 2 runs that are 43 yards and 72 yards, that's gonna add to those numbers, man. That's gonna definitely add to those numbers. Crazy. It's crazy. Australian Vane says if the Big 12 ghosts of Christmas past could see us now and see we have become a defensive team consistently. LOL. Wouldn't that be a time? What a time. What an absolute time. Again, I talked about the defense. They had some guys step up. Nick Rodriguez, 6 tackles for him on the day and 2 pass breakups as well for him. Marvin Burks had 12 total tackles with that pick 6. Good day for him. Love seeing Toriano Pride. I thought he had a good day too. 3 tackles for him, 1.5 tackles for loss. He had that interception for a touchdown on senior night after he transfers back to the University of Missouri to come back home. Love to see that for Toriano Pride. Love to see that for University of Missouri. Zion Young, again, huge day for him. 2 sacks, 2 quarterback hits, 4 tackles for him. Also, you got Darius Smith. He's got 4 tackles. He's got 2 sacks as well. 3 tackles for loss. Day for those guys up front. They were sacking that quarterback. It looks like they're going to end up with 5 sacks on the night for that Missouri front. Very impressive day for them all around. Missed a 54-yard field goal with 3 seconds going into halftime. A little bummed out about that one. I thought it was going to go, and it just stayed. That ball just stayed right on that post the whole entire time, so that was kind of a bummer. But at least they attempted it. At least they tried it. They had some confidence for it. But yeah. Big day for Missouri's offense. I'm looking now, in the first quarter had the most yards. I thought it was the third, but it was the first quarter they had the most yards, 140. 69 on the ground, 71 through the air. 3 of 4 completions and attempts. Would have won on third down. On the day, Missouri was 5 of 10 on third downs. 11 total penalties for Missouri. 11 total penalties. They had 7 in the first half. In the game with 11, that's a lot. That's a lot of penalties. That's something they're definitely going to have to clean up next week as they are going away to Oklahoma, which Oklahoma, as I mentioned earlier in the show, had themselves a big win on Saturday. Let's look a little bit around the SEC, because we're celebrating this game. We got to look ahead to what's next for Missouri, as they are 7. They have 7 wins this year, looking to get to 10 wins again. They're gonna have to. We have to run the table. Got to run the table if they want to do that. I'm pulling up the scoreboard here for the SEC. Let's go FBS, SEC. Texas A&M, man, they snuck out a win at home against South Carolina. That was an absolute nail-biter. A&M favored by 16.5 points. That over-under was 49.5. They get that done. But Texas A&M answers what was that? Yeah, it was a 30 to 3 lead at the half. They score 21 points in the third quarter and then add a touchdown in the fourth to take the lead. They end up beating that game. Future opponent for Missouri, Arkansas. The 2-8 Arkansas Razorbacks. They tried to upset the LSU Tigers at home in Death Valley. They don't get it done. 23-22, the final score in favor of the LSU Tigers. Kentucky did beat Tennessee Tech, so good for Kentucky. They win 42-10. As I mentioned earlier, Oklahoma beats Alabama 23-21 in an upset nail biter. That's a big one. That is a big one. Tennessee takes care of New Mexico 42-9. 2 more SEC games here for you. Ole Miss hangs on against Florida as 34-24 win over the 3-7 Gators for Ole Miss. They keep their playoff hopes alive. And Georgia handles business against Texas 35-10. They make it look easy. And so do the Missouri Tigers, really. The Missouri Tigers in the second half make it look easy for them. 49-27, the final score of Mizzou, Mississippi State. Mississippi State still in search of that for that win to put them as bowl eligible. They're going to have to do it in the Egg Bowl, which that's tough. Gonna be tough for old Mississippi State to get to bowl eligibility. After dropping this one, this was probably the one game that they were gonna need that one. Yeah, they only got one game left against Mississippi State 2 weeks from now. So they got a bye week this next week. Then they'll take on Mississippi State. Missouri obviously next week will play Oklahoma. They will have Oklahoma next week. And that'll be a good one on the road in Oklahoma. Missouri does not have a home game for the rest of the year. So they have Oklahoma next week on the road, number 11, Oklahoma. This could be it, chat. This could be the game that Eli Drinkwitz could stick it to all those haters out there. He goes into Oklahoma and beats Oklahoma. Ahmad Hardy runs all over those suckers. Feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. And then he drops, I'm not effing leaving. That'd be nice. That'd be cool if he did that too. Missouri ends out the season with Arkansas as well on November 29th. So, yeah. If they want 10 wins, if Missouri wants 10 wins, they got to win next week. They got to win against Arkansas. Or I guess technically they could lose to Oklahoma, beat Arkansas, and then win their bowl game, and then they would technically get to 10 wins too, right? Oh no, sorry, they're at 7. No, they need to win out. I was right the first time. They need to win out, and get all of those wins. They need to be at 9-3, going into the bowl game, to where they can then get their 10th win in the. I don't know what. I don't know bowl projections right now. Chad, have you guys started to look at bowl projections? I haven't looked. This one's from 49 minutes ago. Let's see what this one is. Let's see where this CBS Sports has Missouri. Maybe they have it as Mizzou. They probably should have it as Mizzou. Well, they don't have it as anything. That's kind of crazy. Is this just a playoff preview? Yeah, that is. Come on, Brad. That's not a playoff. That's not a bowl projections. That's just a playoff preview. Oh well, we'll look at it here and see what we have. It's too bad we won't play in the Pop-Tart Bowl. That'd be kind of sick. Pop-Tart Bowl would be kind of sick, but Missouri's not an auto qualifier for it because it's Big 12 and ACC. Yeah, is that what it is? Yeah, Big 12 and ACC. We'll keep an eye on those projections, those bowl projections, as times get closer. But appreciate everybody hanging out, listening to the Mizzou That 2 postgame show. All the way at the end. 300 yards for Ahmad Hardy as the Tigers beat the Bulldogs. Missouri's broadcast designation, according to the SEC, ABC against OU. Mizzou, OU at 11 a.m. This is in Eastern time. I got tripped up by Eastern time. 11 a.m. ABC, Mizzou at Oklahoma. That'll be next week. That'll be a good one. Gotta be this game right here, chat, could turn the tides for the University of Missouri. Could turn the tides. Imagine this, chat. Imagine this. Eli Drinkwitz goes down to Norman, upsets the Sooners, ruins their playoff hopes, signs an extension. I couldn't think of anything better. That's going to do it for me here on Mizzou. That's Who Postgame Show. 49-27, the Tigers beat the Bulldogs. We will talk to you guys later on in the week as we preview the Oklahoma and Missouri game, and we will see you then.